Last week, I made 4R, only taking 2 trades on the pound yen using the scenarios that I showed you in my last 2 chart breakdown videos. Today, I'm going to go back over the pound yen. I'm going to redo all of the levels and show you the new scenarios for next week. Stay tuned until the end of the video where I'm going to show you all of the news for next week. Let's get right into it. Before we jump into the video, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube video. It really helps me and supports me. Also, if you want to join the Discord community, there's a link in the description. We do live trading every morning on the pound yen. It's during the London session, so it's nice and early. So come join us. You can chat with us and type to us in the trade chat. Also, if you want a more in-depth analysis of how I made 4R last week, go and check out the video made by Josh, Forex Trader. He goes in depth on my trades. All right, let's jump into this pound yen chart. So as always, we're going to start on the weekly. So as we can see, 2 weeks ago, we had the strong buyers step in and push price up. But last week, we actually have a really big selling tail. Price closed pretty low. I would say 90-95% of the candle. That's where it closed. So lots of sellers stepping in last week after the retest of the high. So lots of sellers in the market at the moment. Again, lots of sellers stepping in. If you look on the higher time frame, we still are in a higher time frame uptrend. But recently, we have about a 50% retracement of the up move right now to the downside. So let's go to a lower time frame. This is one of the levels that I was watching, this 4-hour level, 180.80 area. Price got a rejection away. If you go in the 1 hour, you can actually refine the level a bit more. So I'm going to add a little level right here. Oh, you can't see that. So based on this wick here, big rejection down. And if you see here, big rejection up from that area. So if I want to see shorts, we have a racetrack here. So I can see shorts below this area, which is at the 180.50 area. So one of my main scenarios for next week is going to be looking for price to break below the 180.50, pull back and take a short down into, let's say, the 179 area. I can see this earlier in the week happening. There's a nice racetrack. There's not much to stop price once we break below the 180.50 area. We do have a little consolidation area here. I can see price staying in a little bit of a range here earlier in the week. Oh, let me put the box around there. So yeah, I can see price maybe bouncing up and down inside of this range for a little bit before we get the extended move to the short side. So another trade I would be looking for is for price to come up from the low. So react out of the 180.50 area, come back up into 181.50, maybe even this higher level at the 182 and have a short reaction. So this would be a tradable reaction type trade. I would have the scenario for both of these trades. Okay, I would potentially look for longs if we get buying momentum, breaking both of these levels and pulling back into here. So if we got a scenario that looked more like this, strong buyers step in, break a bunch of the levels, pull back, and I can find a good entry location again at this 182 type area to go long. Right now, this chart does look like the sellers could step in and keep bringing price short. I have to see what happens during the Asian session tonight, and that'll make my mind up for the London session tomorrow on Monday. If I see price break below during the Asian session, I'm going to be more bearish on this chart for price to come down into the 179 area. I could see price doing a full retracement of this up move and coming all the way back down on into the 176.30 area, but I wouldn't expect that to happen in one trade. I would be more looking for this 179 as my target area. On this 4-hour, I may have another level somewhere around here. You can see the price is rejected from this one. It's about 180 whole number, let's just say. Let me put this up to 180 and see what that looks like. It's about right. So another bank level at the 180 level. So as you can see, price rejected here to the upside. It went a little bit deeper on this one, but then held on this one. And then it held on the downside as well. So you may get a small reaction from this 180 area. I would be cautious of it if I'm in the trade short. So let's go back to the 1 hour time frame. If there is momentum to the downside and I see lots of sellers, it's probably not a location where I'd see price flipping and turning from. If it's a little bit slower of a morning, I could see price getting a rejection to long side from this 180. So it's an area that I would mark out, keep in mind, maybe have a scale out here and see what happens. Yeah, that's about it for this pound yen. So I would say based on all of the time frames at the moment, I would be looking more to the short side if we can maintain below the 180.50 area. Also, if we can maintain below this 181.50, I would also be looking for the shorts more so. All right, let's get right into the news and see what we have for next week on Forex Factory for the economic releases. So there's a couple bank holidays. So we have CAD bank holiday, and then there's a yen bank holiday later in the week. The bigger news for the week is definitely going to be the dollar CPI news, which is on Thursday at 8:30. And then we have the pound GDP on Friday at 2 a.m. So if you trade the London session like we do, this is a morning where typically you would want to be in a little bit earlier, where you could potentially trade a few minutes after this pound GDP news, because the move might start after this news happens. You're going to have to be cautious on this day because you do have the yen bank holiday, which coincides with this. So you may get a smaller move, or it may be a much larger move if the pound wants to take over and really take control of the market. Another big news event is dollar consumer sentiment at 10 a.m. Sometimes at the end of the week, it gives a big push when that news gets released. Not much news earlier in the week. So there's not going to be a huge catalyst until you get, for the pound yen at least, there's not going to be a big catalyst until this Friday 2 a.m. news. So we'll see what happens earlier in the week. But something just to be advised of with the pound yen currently, the current market state, is the ATR is expanded. So the average daily range is expanded because of this move, the big down move, the really big up move. So the range of each day has been larger than it has been in the past month. So I'd say the past week's average daily range is about 200 pips, where in the past it was around 130. So you're getting bigger moves, more momentum. So look to take more breakout trades, more pullback continuation trades. Transition away from tradable reactions and reversals if the market is showing momentum. That's all for this video. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. It would really help me out. And remember, join the Discord community using the link in the description. Thank you.